Hello and welcome back to the Nexuiz in-depth video podcast. My name is Green Marine. I'll just skip the introduction, you know me anyways, so I thought I might be creating a few more new episodes that will be dealing with movement and also a little bit about 1 versus 1 gameplay. Of course, I'll have to stretch it and put it into several episodes and release them over several weeks, but I think that's gonna be a good format anyway. So I'm gonna start off with the movement session, and I'd like to have a tutorial that is helpful for anyone who's starting the game, basically for people coming from other first-person shooters or just people starting the game. And we will be dealing with basically circle jumping, because this is the way where you can circumvent many gaps and just jump over them or gain speed very quickly. So the map I selected as a first example is Dark Zone. As you can see here, I'm approaching the gap that I want to show you. As you can see here on this platform, there's this huge gap, and I want to show you how you can get over it. So here I'm gonna actually jumping over it, as you can see, and all the way back again. Okay, now this was probably a little bit too fast. I have to tell you, first of all, that when you're playing this game, you have to know that acceleration and speed comes from moving forward. You can try this out by enabling the speed meter. This is in the settings menu somewhere. And you just start a map where you have a lot of space, such as Silver City. And you just run and run and run and keep jumping while doing this. And you will see every time that you are in the air, your speed will increase. And if you're hitting jump continuously due to having not a lot of friction, you will keep increasing your speed. Now this is the normal way of how you get speed. But of course, when you're having little space, you need some more tricks to gain speed at the very first moment. And then once you're having speed and you're having some space, just keep pressing forward and keep pressing jump. So every time you're about to land, press your jump key again to jump again, obviously. Alright, let's now go back to the Dark Zone scenario here. And I'm gonna play this jump that I was just doing in 10 times slow motion, so you can actually see what's going on. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing forward and starting to move forward, obviously, and then I press jump and the left key, and I also turn my mouse. And I keep holding these two buttons, like forward and left, and I also keep moving my mouse to the left, but slowly, as you can see. It's not really fast. Maybe the other way around again. I press forward, and the moment I jump, I also press left and keep my mouse moving to the left-hand side, and once I'm on the ledge, I jump again, and I keep the two keys pressed, forward and left. The jump key, by the way, is the small circle on the very left-hand side of these keys that you are seeing. Okay, this was the first trick. There's a different way of doing it. You can also not use the forward key at some point anymore, but just the strafe left key. You can see this here in the quick version, and here's the slow-mo version. So I accelerate by pressing forward, then I press jump, and then I just hit my left strafe key. And then I hit jump again. And then at some point when I already look at the final direction where I want to look at, I just press forward and try to get to the other ledge. This is the second way of doing it. This technique, either using forward and strafe left right, or just using strafe left right, these are two different techniques, and they both work at the beginning. Like when you're still standing still and not having much movement, they're about equally efficient. However, later on, when you're having a lot of speed already, you can just use the technique by pressing only left or right strafe and moving your mouse to the left or right hand side. If you keep pressing forward when you're already like 600 or 700 Quake units per second fast, then it's not gonna work anymore. You would be decelerating. So just that you know, alright? So you, in this example, both versions just work fine. However, there's another difference. The problem is that when you use the technique where you do not press the forward button anymore, you will have to turn your mouse more slowly. And this means if you're going around corners using this technique, that you will keep looking into the direction that you were previously looking at for a little bit longer than if you would be using the forward button too, which is sometimes not desirable, because when you go around the corner, you actually want to look into the new direction because you want to see if there are any opponents coming towards you so that you can attack them. Okay, so what happens when we actually use this in practice? For this, I'd like to show you a very long run. And wow, we have so much speed, we get over this gap just fine. So let's go back a little bit and play this in slow motion. Again, I'm just using forward, pressing right strafe key and jumping. Then for a short time I just keep pressing forward and jumping, and then I go into the right turn again. And then at the very end we are so fast, we're even actually jumping not even at the ledge, we're like 2 meters away from the ledge, but just keep pressing forward and jump gave us so much speed already, or we already had so much speed that we got over the ledge just fine. And here we go all the way back, also pretty quickly. We also get over this gap where the stairs are. And when you try it, it might be looking like this. You jump, and oh, you missed the ledge. Fuck. So what are you gonna do? I mean, this happened to me, and this didn't happen by accident. I actually messed that one up, and I messed quite a bit of it up because I wasn't really practicing that before. So what you can do is that you're doing some kind of S-curves and trying to maneuver left and right when you see, oh my god, I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna be either too short or too far away from the ledge. In this case, look at this scenario here at full speed. So as you can see, I was doing a right turn, and then another right turn, and then a left turn. Because this way, I'm actually going a little bit like in a zigzag pattern, and this allows me to just, when I see, okay, I would be going too far away from the ledge, so I would be going into the air, I would just fall through the gap. I just take another turn left and another one right, so that my way, like my path, gets longer. And my speed is not affected that much. I can still get over the gap. Okay. Now I'd like to show you some more examples where you can actually use this. On Final Rage, for example, there are 3 spawns where you can spawn in the room where the mortar and the armor is. And from all of these 3 spawns, as you can see here, you can get to the mortar and armor in just 2 jumps. Okay, this is the first spawn. I'll show you this in slow motion only. I go forward first, then I press jump, forward and right. I get the mortar, I jump again, and now I get to the last ledge. I just keep pressing forward. This is already gonna be enough. And I get the armor too. Nice. In the second version, I spawn here, and again I press jump, then I do the right turn to get the mortar, and then the left turn, and then I just go straight forward. This jump is harder, so I actually, it took me like, I don't know, 5 attempts to get that done, but you should try it, it's really handsome. And this is the third spawn. This is kind of easy. You just look a little bit to the right before you start doing it, and you press forward to get going, then press jump and strafe left button additionally, and jump again on the ledge, and you get there just easily. So the last example I have is on Warfare.